Hey everyone, here we are on the 16th of May 2025, Friday, TGIF. Oh, thank goodness it's Friday. I know everyone is looking forward to the weekend, and I hope you're have a great weekend wherever you are in the world. And it's the U.S. session started trading for Wall Street, started about 30 minutes ago. And the forex market opened 1.5 hours ago, and it's been a crazy day for gold. Yeah, crazy day for gold. Um, the currency is not really so much going on. We got a little bit of news coming out here. Let me go over to the forexfactory.com. That is our go-to website. And as you can see here, we got two items that are coming out in about 4 minutes from now. And that's the preliminary UOM consumer sentiment. And the projection is, the forecast is a little bit higher than previous. And then we have preliminary UOM inflation expectations. And there's no forecast on that. So not really sure what we're going to be seeing here in the next 4 minutes. But this might have an impact on gold. It'll be a couple of minutes before we get the actual data. Forexfactory.com is a little bit delayed when they release the actual data. So we'll go over and jump over and have a look at the charts while we're waiting on the news. And let's see what we've got here first of all. Yeah, there we go. And that's Bitcoin. Okay. I always like to start off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin not doing very much today. It made a pretty good move up, even closed the US session yesterday. Right now trading at 104,000. So it looks like the last 2 weeks we've built this foundation, a new baseline, a new price structure, and getting ready to go to higher prices. At least all the Bitcoin hodlers, they think that we're hoping that it will be going to higher prices, and quite sure that it will. And the projections are that we might be setting a new all-time high for Bitcoin in the very, very near future, perhaps within the next week or two. And that means above 110,000. Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. I don't trade Bitcoin, as you know. I just buy Bitcoin on a regular basis as an investment in digital assets for the future. And I recommend that you do the same, but that's totally up to you. I'm not suggesting or recommending any trades here in this session. This is just for educational purposes. It's totally to you to manage your account and to use good risk management. And let me just go over now. Turn the volume up. Maybe I didn't know that the volume was a little bit low, so maybe now you can hear me better. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. All right, now let's just scan through. Let's look at the DXY before we move over to the currencies. DXY not doing anything. Okay, it was pretty sideways yesterday, and it's sideways today. Hasn't really done much since that big move up earlier in the week, and then a big return back to where it started from. But basically staying around the same level. No strengthening or no weakening of the U.S. dollar index since the beginning of the week. It's really right at exactly the same price that it started the week. That's 5 days ago. So let's just scan through the major currency pairs and see what they're doing. Nothing. This is the beginning of the day here, 4-hour chart. All of these candles are 4 hours. Nothing going on. Very, very quiet today with the currencies. All right. And here's the odd US. Now, there was some good news this morning, I believe, on the odd. So that one made a pretty good move up, but it's then come down later in the day. But still, it's kind of same price as it was yesterday. New Zealand US, which trades very much similar to the odd US, had a big move up earlier today in the Asian session. And then the pound US, not really doing very much. Went up early today, came down, now starting to move back up. USD CAD just sideways, not doing anything at all. And then the UJ also just sideways. The currency is not doing very much today at all. Been very, very quiet day for the currencies on forex. And let's go over and have a look quickly at our calendar. And the news is pending. It's just come out 1 minute. Let me see if I can share this. There we go. Okay, let's see if I've got that on the screen. Yep, there it is. And what we've got for the preliminary consumer sentiment is bad. Oh, it's really bad. 50.8, much lower than forecast. And there was no forecast on the other one, on the inflation expectations, but it's 7.3. So and it's black color. So black usually means no change. But this first one here is bad for the US economy. So that should mean, and go back over to our charts here, that should mean that we see gold moving up. Let's just jump over to the gold chart and see what we see. And no. Okay. Let me just expand this chart a little bit here and get up into today's action. And so you can see that a little bit better there. What in the world is going on with gold? You know, I just showed you all of the major currency pairs, and there's been very little movement. However, gold has just been all over the place today and yesterday and the day before. What is going on? Yesterday, gold dropped about 800 pips down to a low of around 31.22. And then it moved up more than 1,000 pips back up to 3,240 is where it closed the U.S. session yesterday. These yellow lines here. These are the support and resistance lines, which I mapped out for you a couple of days ago. So we got up to 3,240, which was resistance yesterday, and that's where it closed in the U.S. session. That's a move of $120. What in the world? This is not normal. If you trade gold, you know this is not normal. If you have some idea what's going on with gold, please send me a message. Let me know, because I don't really understand this. You know, I'm not worried about my trading. I let the price tell me what it's going to do. But boy, this is really just some crazy moves here. And then today, okay, we opened the the Asian Pacific session, and it went up to 32.52 before falling down just earlier today to 31.53. And that's a drop of almost $100. Now, what is going on? And earlier I was watching the short time frame, and it dropped $20 in 5 minutes. That's 200 pips in 5 minutes. What? Oh my goodness, this is not normal for gold. So what I'm saying is be cautious, guys. Be cautious. Don't know exactly what's going on, what's making such big moves one way or the other. You know, we've never seen any kind of a pattern like this. You can go back as far as you want. We've never seen anything like this. I've been watching gold for years and years. Never seen anything like this. So if you are trading gold in these times, be cautious, be careful, be sure. Whichever direction you trade, buy or sell, use a stop loss, okay, and protect your capital. That's most important, because there are some big swings and you can get wiped out real quick. Now, if you're going to sell, if you want to go short, you know, it wouldn't surprise me which way gold goes. I'm not going to try and tell you it's going up or it's going down. It looks like, okay, gold is bearish on the day chart. Gold is bearish on the 4-hour chart. Gold is bearish on the 1-hour chart. We know that it's bearish. So when it's bearish, we look for an opportunity to sell. And that means that it's likely to come on back down to where it was earlier today, just not long ago, just in the previous 4-hour candle, to 31.53. So if you go short, your take profit would be 31.53. Of course, it has to break through 31.72, but it's already done that today. So it's likely to come back to where it was at 31.53. And if it keeps going, then we have the next support level there at 31.12. Okay, is the next support level. And that's just a previous price where it was back some time ago. Now, if it should move up, if gold should move up, and there was just bad news on the U.S. economy, gold should move up, but we know that oftentimes the market reacts opposite to what the news was for some strange reason. But anyway, if gold should move up, then our first resistance level is 31.83. Okay, that's that one right there. And then the next one would be 32.22. And that's where I was telling you in yesterday's US session, we were right about here. And I said we would go to 31.22. And sure enough, it did. And then broke above that and went on up to 32.40, 32.22, and then 32.40. So our next major resistance is 32.22. Okay, that's that one here where it was earlier today. But I don't know. I'm not taking any trades in the rest of this U.S. session. I have seen so much craziness today that I would rather leave the market alone. It will still be here next week. I don't have to trade every day. I had a good trade this morning in the Asian Pacific session, so I'm happy with that. And that's just the way it is. You have to sometimes just step aside and let the market do what it wants to do. Let it play out. Let it play itself out. It is what it is. Okay, if you have any comments or questions, if you have any idea about what you think is moving gold with these huge moves that we've been seeing the last 3 days, I'd be interested to hear your comments. So if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the little bell so you'll be notified when I make these videos. I do live every day, Monday to Friday at this same time, but I also do a weekly analysis video on gold and the major currency pairs every Sunday. And you'll be sure and get a hold of that because I share with you my pending orders for the week on gold and the major U.S. pairs. Okay? And if you're watching on Facebook, don't forget to like, love, and share. I really appreciate it. And don't forget also TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. And I hope you have a good weekend wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you again next week on Monday at the same time, just after Wall Street opens at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. and 9 p.m. in Southeast Asia. That's Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy your trading.